Let's talk about the store. The store is where you record the raw materials you use to create your final products. The store helps you to track the inventory levels so you can know how much of the raw material you have in store, and you can also know when it's getting low. The important thing to note, the difference between the store and expenses, is that in the store you record raw materials that you can measure. So anything that you can measure when you're creating your product, you record in the store. But if you can't measure it, it means you add it to the expense. Don't make the mistake of adding an item to both the store and the expense, because that could mean that you are counting it twice. So if you add it to the store, don't add it to the expense. If you add it as an expense, don't add it to the store. You can see the list of things I already have in my store. You can see butter, you can see sugar. You can see glucose is red. That's because it is already running low. How does it work? When you create an order, the system calculates all the raw materials involved in that order, and it deducts it from the stock of raw materials you have in the store. All right. So first thing I'll show you is how to update the store. So for example, let's say I buy extra flour. I'll go to flour and I'll say add new purchase. And so let's say I bought 50 kg of flour and I bought it for 85,000. I save. And what that does is that it just automatically updates my stock of flour in the store. And you can do that for any store item. If you buy eggs, if I add, let's say I bought 1 crate of eggs and 24 pieces of eggs, I think 30 pieces of egg in a crate, and I bought 1 crate for 25,000 naira, and I save, right? And so you can see that it updates the total stock of eggs I have in the store. If you want to add a new store item, you click here and you see 2 options: from a product and from a raw material. From a product is when you're adding a product that you've already created back into the store. We won't cover this yet. We'll cover that in another video. For now, we'll talk about adding a raw material. So if I click on the raw material, let's say I want to add, for example, coconut shavings. Okay, and so let's say I buy 500 grams of that. Select measurements and select grams, and I bought 1 of it. The amount was 12,500. So I can save that. Now I have coconut shavings.